Crossguard lightsabers are becoming an increasingly common sight in Star Wars media, with this new style giving Jedi Knights an aesthetic reminiscent of Jedi Knights of the Round Table, rather than that of mystical space monks. But how do these flashy new weapons actually work? What benefits do they offer, and why were they phased out by the time of the Clone Wars? Well, Crossguard lightsabers certainly aren't a new thing in regards to canon lore at least. These weapons date back thousands of years before the Battle of Yavin, with evidence of Crossguard sabers scattered across the ancient battleground of Malachor, a massive battle in which crusading Jedi led an assault on Sith strongholds, concluding with all participants being turned to stone. The Crossguard saber continued to be popular among Jedi well into the High Republic era, a golden age for the Jedi Order that occurred a few centuries before the Clone Wars. With the galaxy in relative peace under the care of the Jedi, the Order flourished and the Jedi had the freedom to express themselves in their studies of the Force and their choice of lightsabers, leading to many unique and innovative designs. But perhaps the most enduring and popular lightsaber fashion among young Jedi during this period was the Crossguard, symbolizing the role of the Jedi in this period as chivalrous knights of old, safeguarding the citizens of the Republic. It's likely Cal Kestis received his own Crossguard from a fallen Jedi of this era. He salvaged it from a defeated Bedlam Raider, who was gifted the saber by the ancient Jedi Ravis, who himself had taken the blade from a fallen Jedi. Within Jedi Survivor, we get a closer look at how these lightsabers actually work, operating much the same as a regular lightsaber. The kyber crystal within the hilt is energized by the hilt's power cell, and aligned by a focusing ring, creating a blade of plasma. However, Crossguard sabers feature two additional vents or quillons on either side of the blade emitter. These quillons vent excess energy into two smaller yet potent blades. Focusing crystal activators split the energy from the kyber crystal, directing it out of the quillons. The side blades are then partially encased in emitter shrouds, helping protect the wielder's hands from any unfortunate finger injuries. During the High Republic era, physical non-energy crossguards were also somewhat common, as seen with the Wookiee Jedi Buriaga's wooden lightsaber. This design, however, seems more aesthetic than functional, matching the fashion of the time as it provides no additional combat value. In some cases, like with Kylo Ren's iconic Crossguard blade, the addition of the quillons is a necessity, due to his kyber crystal cracking whilst he attempted to bleed and corrupt it. As a result, the crystal generated a dangerous amount of power, requiring two quillon vents to stabilize the crystal and vent the excess energy. But despite the aesthetic and practical reasons we've just discussed, what other reasons might a Jedi have for designing a crossblade saber? Well, we can perhaps discern some of the potential combat benefits granted by a crossblade from the fact that the use of these sabers was common amongst the practitioners of Makashi, the second form of lightsaber combat. Now, this was a style of lightsaber combat that directly arose in response to the emergence of the Sith, and it specialized in dueling a combatant also wielding a lightsaber. And despite the Crossguard saber's use in Jedi Survivor as a brutal weapon used for heavy strikes, Makashi is actually a style of lightsaber combat that relies on graceful, controlled strikes, not strength and power. The form relied on Jedi keeping both feet planted on the floor in a duelist stance, and then advancing and retreating along a dueling line, striking the opponent with precision, not too dissimilar to fencing. So given the Crossguard saber's association with Makashi, it's safe to assume that the quillons provided some edge in combat when fighting foes with lightsabers or similar weapons, and crossguards have also been a part of real-world weaponry since at least the 10th century, offering additional protection for the wielder's hand. The lightsaber crossguard also doubles as an offensive tool in close quarters, and this is all likely why so many Jedi at the Battle of Malachor wielded these weapons, seeking to strike down a large number of lightsaber-wielding Sith. And it would also go some way to explaining why we don't see crossguards on many of the lightsabers during the time of the Clone Wars. As with the High Republic's fashionable crossguard phase over, and the lack of major Sith activity prior to the events of the Phantom Menace, there was not much of a need for a type of lightsaber designed to combat other lightsaber wielders. Instead, Jedi of the late Republic era moved towards simpler, more practical designs that were easier to produce and more suitable as tools of defense and utility. What type of lightsaber would you go for? Let me know down in the comments and make sure to subscribe for more lore. Thanks for watching, catch you next time.